Just found Will's hat in the driveway. Happy birthday.
It's probably not.
I need to get you a new hat for your birthday. I hope you have a good evening. Oh goodness. I'm gonna go inside for a little bit and come back out when the sun's down. Just a smidge. All right, outside take 2. I was out here earlier. I will shoot video in the middle of the day if I have to, but I really don't like to because I can't see the screen. Oh man, I have so many things I need to plant. I've just got them everywhere. I haven't even planted this bed by the house, but look at the one tomato plant that I have planted out here.
Is that even a tomato plant?
Yeah, this is a tomato plant.
When did you plant that?
When did I plant it? When Uncle Drew was here.
Oh, that wasn't long.
So yeah, my brother was here and we were doing a little experiment with catching some fish. He's actually making a video about it out of my pond and planted one of the fish under the tomato plants. I've been hearing for years that this is something that Native Americans did and it's something I needed to try, but I never had access to fish. Now, I didn't have enough, obviously, to put this under every fish that I had, but I did, every tomato that I had, but I did have some. And I haven't pruned this plant yet. I've actually just left it and let it grow. It's very vigorous, very healthy. And I left it so I could kind of do a tutorial on pruning. But that's not what we're doing today. The summer weather has come full force to us. Today it was 90 Fahrenheit, 32 Celsius. Later this week, it's gonna be very nearly 100 Fahrenheit, 38 Celsius. It's very warm. I'm actually slightly concerned about some of my plants since they're really just coming up since I was a little bit late. And I'm a little nervous that they are going to suffer, but hopefully they'll be okay. I'll probably do a lot of watering, make sure that they're very hydrated, and hopefully they can get through because the weather's supposed to cool off next week. Hey Gabriel, what's up down there, man? You dug yourself a little dirt hole in the shade, huh? The grass is also just growing with a vengeance, which is something I will never complain about, having gone so long without ample grass. All right, let me make sure this is off. Yeah, it is. I thought it was earlier. Guys, these ducks are so cute, but there's this one particular that has a crest that's so large. Look at this little guy. Hi, little ducky. It like covers one of his eyes. And he's very sweet. Sometimes when you have one that is kind of off to themselves a lot and lets, you know, people hold them a lot and pick them up a lot, like right off the bat, sometimes it's like, oh, I hope nothing's wrong with them, because usually they'll run off. And this little duck is so sweet and just really cute. Look how adorable. Hey, little guy. Hey. We separated the ducks and the chicks because even though the ducks are a week younger than the chicks, they're like 4 times the size. The only thing is with ducks, man, they're hard animals to keep without having them on a source of water. And right now we've got like these waters in here, but by the evening, I mean, there's 2 that still have water in it, but they splash it out everywhere. So I think it's about time to get them kiddie pools. I asked Maya to pick some up today, but I'm not sure if he was able to find any yet. All right, guys, I failed as a YouTuber. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself and tell a little bit about your channel. This is my friend. I saw you coming down the driveway and I was shooting and I went back up there to get the stuff. I should have taken my camera, but I've been giving a milking lesson. Will you please tell my friends who you are, tell about your channel and what you're sharing about?
I'm Audrey from Pursuit of Simplicity, and we live just down the road, so to speak.
Yes.
And I just have a small channel about encouraging food security and self-sustainability, and just connecting with your community and where you can get local food and how to grow it yourself and good things to store up and take care of your family.
Yeah, so Audrey reached out to me a couple weeks ago and said we went to HOA in Tennessee and we've decided to, you know, pull the trigger on getting a family cow. But I would feel more comfortable on milking if I had some hands-on experience. So I was like, well, come over and give it a shot. So you've now hand milked a cow. Hope, She was a little moody today, so I don't think that you had just like, you know, I'm glad that it was, you had got to experience not necessarily like fully easy going, but it was still doable.
Yeah.
I hope you feel more confident.
Totally.
All right. Well, I will link her channel in the comments down below. You guys can check it out. Well, that was enjoyable. I'm sorry I did not get footage of the milking. However, today was the glorious last day of school. I'm so excited for my kids to be out of school and home. And I was telling them this morning that they're gonna start helping me hand milk in the evenings. And we've been milking later because of school and baseball and all that stuff, all the activities, but we're bumping it up to like right now, before dinner time. So more milking footage to come. Maya's been doing a lot of the milking with our crazy schedule because I've been doing a lot of the kids stuff. And we just have to kind of bob and weave with our real life schedule as far as making content. Okay, so I have to show you guys something, bit of a conundrum here in the garden. So first off, check out the lovely garden. Lots of seedlings out. I'm actually gonna move the sprinkler over here and water it. Today was very hot and I'm seeing some stress in some of my seedlings. So I wanna give them some water. But lots of things are coming up, but today we found something in the garden that we certainly did not plant here. Right here. That is a killdeer nest. Obviously got 4 little eggs, and over here screaming at me is mama. So killdeers are really interesting because they'll actually act like they're injured to get you away from their nest. Like there's a few of them out here. There may be another nest. And they're trying to lure me away from the eggs. I can't really say that this killdeer laid her eggs in my garden. The truth is, I built this garden in the field where these killdeer obviously already were. I put a little TikTok video up and had several people comment that they have killdeer that like lay eggs in their driveway every year, in their gardens, like in places that are very inconvenient, and they just redirect around. I'm going to do my very best to protect those eggs. Here before too long, the squash will be grown up, which will actually make there's some sort of protection there. And I'm just gonna deal with the fact that that bird screams at me every time I come in the garden. We'll try to coexist. I acknowledge that I encroached on the space here, and hopefully they realize that I'm not going anywhere and maybe chill out. I don't know if that's gonna happen or if they're really just gonna be mad the whole time. I am so excited at how the garden is coming up. At this point, almost all the seeds, some of them have germinated. This morning, actually, Will came out here and re-sowed the spaces that haven't come up yet. So that was pretty cool. He was very thorough in that. So we should have really filled in spaces. We've got melons on these different cattle panel trellises. We've got the green beans coming up next to the tomatoes, the summer squash here in the middle. These are actually some cucumbers that are going to be on a trellis here. I'll just have to put that trellis up. Some zinnias, noodle beans. I still have some empty spaces to fill in. Like that space is empty. Most of this bed is empty. I did get all of the trellises planted. These are pole beans, so this is going to need a trellis. And then over here, I'll just step in the side here into this high tunnel. This is that locally milled cedar. We went straight to a miller and ordered a load of cedar, which was significantly cheaper per board foot to do it that way rather than just going to like a big store. And right now we're working on doing some 12-inch deep raised beds around the edge of this high tunnel. Today was a little bit of an experimental day on nailing down what we were going to do for the design on these. We weren't 100% sure how we were going to do it. So I'll have Maya come out here and tell you guys more about it in another video and kind of show how we're doing that. But this is going to be the perennial greenhouse. So I am doing some raised beds in this greenhouse so we can use like a more permanent barrier along the walkways. I feel really good about it. It's going to be really beautiful. So there will be beds that go all the way around the edge of the greenhouse. And then there are going to be, just like that, but greenhouse, there are going to be some beds that go perpendicular. Now, half of this greenhouse, I'm in the middle part. Of course, it'll have the bed around the edge, but in the middle, we're not putting anything in right now. It's just going to be open like this. The shade cloth is up, and the plants that are sitting out in the sun, like our fruit trees, and some of the things we're planning on planting out, they will really benefit from being under the shade cloth. So we're gonna put them in here to protect them. It's really not great to plant your fruit trees when it's very hot outside. So probably, since we have potted those up and they're in like big enough pots, I'll probably keep them in pots under the shade cloth until the summer breaks, and then we'll plant them all out around the pond. Because when you live in a really hot place like this, fall is ideal for planting your fruit trees, not summer, because it's very important to keep fruit trees watered as they get established. And when it's 100 degrees outside, it's hard to do that. I would also just like to note that I'm outside at golden hour. I am very, very tickled about my open schedule, and what this means for being able to make videos. This last season of only having just the middle of the day to make videos when I have lots of people here. Our house has always had a lot of traffic during the day, even when we lived in Arkansas. We've always had just lots going on during the day. I always preferred shooting videos in the evening there and early in the morning. And I just can't tell you how relieved and excited I am to have that time frame back open up for this summer that I get to spend with you guys. And that we get to watch all these gardens grow together. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I bless you. Until next time.